And so I took a step back and said, okay, if five of my classmates out of the 140 aren't sure about what the ACA is and everything else that's going on in healthcare, maybe a lot of other people don't know. And so I took the time to like interview dozens of my classmates one by one, asking them, do you read healthcare news? Um, if not, why? And if you do read it, what sources do you use? And what it came down to is that people just didn't have the time to read about healthcare news. People had no idea where to go to start reading about it. And just even if you could read about it, healthcare is complex. Like there's so much jargon. It is very hard to understand even like the smallest bits of the Affordable Care Act, just because you have like Medicaid, Medicare. What is all that? And so after my last final, my first semester of medical school, um, I took it and I did research and I was like, what could be a good solution to this? And it had to be something that was convenient, short, and just understandable. And obviously, I look at newsletters like the Morning Brew and the Skim, who've been here for years and have learned how to condense worldly or business information into like bite-sized pieces. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do that. And so I started like a couple weeks after my last final, and uh, have since grown from there.
Yeah, and when did you decide to kind of link in Brett? Maybe Brett can answer, like, when did you decide to kind of hop on to like this growing movement?
Yeah. Um, Also, thanks for having us. Great to be here. Appreciate the introduction. Uh, so it was like late December of 2019, obviously pre-pandemic and whatnot. And Jared sent the first newsletter to essentially, I guess, me, our younger brother Adam, and our parents. And he was doing it when we were on like vacation in Florida. And you can actually go look on our website, the first newsletter, and it's like very skeleton, very black and white. And so kind of from there, I had always had a big interest in design and marketing of some sort. And I was working on a venture of my own that I was trying to like build up, but I immediately was very attracted to this because I love media and I saw an opportunity for us to like grow here. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, let me throw together like a few like graphics for you to start up an Instagram, like
Sure,
kind
yeah.
of playing around. And I'm like, okay, we can like fool around with this. I think it's also important to mention Jared and I and our younger brother started a blog called Dash
Huh.
Forward that we kind of played around with. And like I was branding that. And this kind of like turned like to a more legitimate place where we can do writing
Yeah.
and like designing. And so I kind of came into play there, started to create a few Instagram graphics, like breaking down like Medicare versus Medicaid, introducing who we were. And then kind of from there, we just started to see people wanting to sign up, Jared's classmates, some of our family friends, and saw an opportunity for us to really expand and like brand ourselves as like this cool way to consume healthcare news. There was no one else doing this. No one else has like, let's say, the Morning Brew for healthcare information, the Skim for healthcare information, and so kind of my role came in to brand, market ourselves, and just make ourselves look pretty and fun.